Well, good evening to you, one and all. I pray that you had a fairly decent evening and that all went fairly well. At least the sun was shining. And thank be to God for that, because there's a change coming tomorrow. Not all of us will be affected the same way, but there is a change coming, and the weather is going to change. We're going to get some snow, but when it comes down to the Youngstown, Columbiana, south of us, there's a major change coming. So we want you to be prepared for that, and to know that it is coming. It is on its way, and you need to be prepared for that. That is overwhelmingly important. So, with that being said, let me say good evening to you, one and all. I'm bringing up these pages here so that I will be up and running everywhere. I don't know why. Sometimes it takes a while for my page to do that, but we're grateful to God for you. There we go. Now, let me do this so I'll know who's what. That's right here. Good evening, Carolyn, Lisa, Nancy. Good to see you this evening. Picola, good to have you with us this evening. Barbara, bless his name. For those of you that are on here, I just want to make a couple of adjustments so I make sure I can see everybody. Nicole, good to have you on board. Yeah, I see everyone fantastically now. Let me do one more thing here. And that will cause me to, I believe, see everyone quite clear. Excellent. Excellent. And let me do one other thing. And once I do that, I saw what you did, Katrina, so give me a second. I want to find out where, okay, I got it. I wanted to make sure that I had the right page to find it on. Don't worry about it. Give me a second. I'll be able to go to that page and pin that, and I think we'll be in good shape. Okay, it's already pinned. Excellent. Excellent. So let me get ready to take a look at this. I will take this down here. This will enable me to see what I need to see. Now, let me get caught up here. Ethel, good to have you here this evening. Minister Faye, good to see you this evening. Let me get caught up on this other page. Denise, I see you. Cecile, Rosabelle, good to see you this evening. Good to have so many of you with us on today. So, let me see what I can do about this. I can't get any comments in on this page, so I'm going to do that. I pray that you have enjoyed somewhat of a day. Again, as I had said earlier, the sun was shining. It was still cold, but as far as I'm concerned, it was still a good day. Still as they used to say a long time ago, a great day. So give me a chance here. This will give me a moment to do this, and then I'll get started. Laverne, good to see you this evening. Debbie, good seeing you. It'll take a minute before some of this scrolls. I don't know why it does this, but it is what it is. Oh, okay, now I see why. Give me just a second here. I got rid of one comment, and then that will enable me to see the others. Okay, there we go. Now we're in good shape. I believe this is, that's there, that's good. All right. I pray all is well. There we go. All is well with you, one and all. I don't see anybody on this one page. I may just move this out of the way. Make sure you share. Cora, Debbie, I see all of you guys as you are coming on. Good to see you this evening. I'm not going to put this other up here. I'm going to the best of my ability. And I don't know why that pen takes up so much room on my screen, but it does. So let me go ahead and get started. Katrina, what you may need to do is just take some wording out. Just say something if you wish to sow into, if you wish to give, just put the means of doing it, because it loads up my screen and it doesn't allow me to see the people as they are talking. I guess because of the way I have it set up. Let me see if there's something I can do to make that better. It's probably not your fault at all. Okay, I got it. So let me press on here for just a second, because I'm not going to keep you that long. Okay, Carletta, thank you. Cora, make sure you share. Kimberly, Letitia, Sister Thomas, how are you? I hope y'all doing good. I hope everything is well with you, and I hope you have done all the running around y'all need to do, because when tomorrow comes, it's going to be a whole new ball game, and you need to be prepared for that. Serena, I see you. Good to see you this evening. Let me take a look here. K Money, good to have you with us. And now I'm going to get started. I saw something. Normally, there is always this tug of war and tussling that takes place between myself and the Lord when it comes down to what my presentation is to be. And the reason that happens is because when you study so much, when you look at so much, okay, all right, I got you. When you really do take time. And when I talk about studying, I'm talking about every facet of studying. I'm talking about every facet of looking and examining and doing all of that. When you look at that and you begin to do of that, it really takes you through a myriad of experiences. And when it takes you through those experiences, then what happens is you wrestle from time to time as to what the Lord would have you to say. And I know that's probably more a pastor thing, it's more of a preacher thing than anything else, due to the fact that, one of the things that consistently happens is I find God in everything. I find the word of the Lord in everything. I just do that. And so, in the midst of this, in the midst of all of that, must be one of my nieces coming up. Hey, Gwen, how are you? And in the midst of all of that, so we wrestle with it. And he took me back to Exodus chapter 14. And yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, Sharon, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that I shared this on one other occasion. I could be wrong, but I believe I did. And in the midst of sharing this, I said, okay, all right, I shared, and I'm trying to think of what else you want me to see. And then I looked at something, and it really leaped out to me. We're in a time now of uncertainty. We're in a time of we're not really sure what we're going to do, how we're going to make it. We're in this time of transition. I mean, think about this for just a moment. We're in this transition where we're moving from one president to another. We've got all of these political upheavals going on. Good evening, Minister Sarah. We got all of this madness and chaos that's going on. We got the Proud Boys and the Klan and the skinheads and all of these other hate groups out here. Yesterday was the Electoral College, and some of the people in Michigan, if I'm not mistaken, they shut the Capitol down because of credible threats to people's lives. People who worked in the government, their responsibility was for recording what the people had to say as far as the election is concerned, and many of them are getting death threats, and all of this madness is going on, all this craziness is going on, and then it creates a certain level of paranoia. Now, I haven't even gotten to the virus yet. I'm just talking about just every day dealing with the uncertainties of each day. What did I just say? Just, when you drive by a car, do they have a gun in their lap, and all of a sudden they decide that they don't like the way you looked at them or the way you're carrying yourself, and the next thing you know, they decide they want to shoot you or run you off the road. Now I don't know about anybody else, but this isn't the first racistic moment that I've been through. I've been through many from the 60s, 70s up to now. And so it creates within you this paranoia that makes you wonder, how does God tolerate all of this madness going on? And then how is God going to provide for me some level of assurance that He's with me? Because a whole lot of innocent people have died. I'm looking at the things that's going on in Georgia with the Senate seats. Hey, Carol, how are you? And all of this that's happening, and they're getting death threats. When have we ever, other than in the 60s and 70s, when have we ever lived in a time where people are so fearful for their own lives? Make sure you share. Make sure you share. I forgot to tell y'all that. Make sure you share. People are scared for their own lives. And all of the madness and craziness that's going on. And then that's just getting up, showering, putting on some clothes and going outside and driving and doing the necessary things that you need to do. And I mean, it turns around, and now we're at this issue with the vaccine, and since the Tuskegee Institutes, there's other noted moments when certain communities were sprayed unbeknownst to them with chemicals, and then they sat back and watched to see what the mortality rate of that community would be, and it is always the community of color that this happens to. You don't believe me? We got a situation right now down in East Liverpool. And in East Liverpool, there's an incinerator down there. Now you got to think about this, and many of us don't even pay any attention to it, because what happens is they wait for a community to become so desperate, so in need of revenue, that they'll take any industry over and above none whatsoever. And so they put these incinerators in black communities, and when they go into our communities, we're the people who die because of the pollutants that come out of these plants, and all of this stuff takes place, and all of these things are happening, and it's enough to drive you insane. Because what do you do? What do you do? How do you deal with this? We need some jobs, but what good is a job if you're dead? What good is a job if you're dealing with respiratory issues the rest of your life? All of this is going on. Now, here we are. Here's the vaccine. Gunther, here's the, or is it Gaither? Gaither, okay? Here we are in the midst of all of this madness, in the midst of all of this craziness. Now they want to stick a needle in our arm. And yeah, we're paranoid. I'm telling you right now. And I know that, and I've been watching it. People have been blowing up my phone and hitting me on Messenger and everything. Why is it that the majority of people who are being, and I don't really want to use this word because I think it's an incorrect word, but these are the people who are being seen. These are the people who you see on television. They're all black. And so we immediately go to a conspiracy theory. We immediately go to a place in our psychological makeup that says, okay, they just trying to trick us. That's why they're doing that, not realizing that the doctor that created the vaccine is black. She's a well-known black doctor. She was at the forefront of bringing this to pass. But because there's so much baggage, y'all, can I get some real people out here for just a second? There's so much baggage. There's so many issues. There's so much that people have done to communities of color. It's not just black folk, Hispanics, and everybody else have been subjugated. They're caging children. They cook. Now we got kids that probably will never see their parents ever again in life. And it reminds me, and people sit back and they say, well, we've never seen anybody like 45. We've never seen anybody who acts like him. Yes, we have. Yes, we have. We're trying to act like we got amnesia. We're Bible readers. We read our Bible. This isn't the first maniac that has stepped into the world. Pharaoh was a nut. Pharaoh was a nut job when his position, y'all better catch what I'm saying, when his position was threatened, when he, as the king of the kingdom, was threatened, what does he do? He gives out an order that when the midwives delivered the slave babies, if the baby was a boy, throw him in the river so the crocodiles will eat him alive. If it's a girl, keep her because she becomes a breeder. Okay, y'all, I wish I had. See, you don't even have to know history. All you need to know is your Bible. Okay, and so Jasmine and Pat and Doris and all of you that are coming on, I get it. I need us to look at this and need to understand that these things have happened before. But what do? We're not going out here trying to kill anybody. We're not going out here trying to maim anybody. We're not trying. Well, I hope y'all not trying to do it. And all of these things are happening. All of this is going on, and yet still, where do we stand? Where do we stand with God? Where does God stand with us? In the midst of all of this mayhem that's going on, where is God? How do I process this? How do I keep myself sane? Pastor Gillespie, look, I'm locked up, man. I'm locked up. Can't go nowhere. Can't go out and enjoy anything. I gotta sanitize every hand. I gotta make sure that I got a mask on. I gotta make sure that I don't sit in the wrong place or run into the wrong people or something like that happens. And I'm going through all of this mayhem. I'm gonna get to this. I'm gonna get to this text in just a second. But I really, as the old preacher used to say, I gotta paint the picture. I'm trying to figure this out. Here I am. And I love my man cave, but after a while that gets old, and then you go upstairs in my office, that gets old. Lady Harris and I talk a little bit, but we watching television, we don't watch the same things, and ain't nothing wrong with that. And so how do I deal with this? I go outside. When I'm outside, my neighbors are walking their dog or whatever. Everybody got masks on. I'm waiting for the dogs to start getting them. And so everything I do now, it either is delivered to the house. I got to sanitize that, or I go and pick it up, and they bring it out to the car. I can't. It's been, Deborah, it's been since March. Okay, let me tell you this story. This is really not the direction of the way that I was going to go with this, but I need you to see. We're on vacation. Our timeshare is in Vegas. Yes, it's in Vegas because there's a whole lot of things you can do in Vegas beside gamble. Okay, they have Broadway shows and everything, just like New York. So we're in Vegas. We're having a good time. It's the other two couples. We're there together, and the next thing we notice is like stuff is like shutting down. Now, of course, we don't know what's going on. We don't have a clue what's going on. Major hotels all of a sudden are shutting their doors. And I said, well, I need to do a little research on this so I can figure out what in the world is going on. And the next thing I know, they start talking about this virus. They start talking about this thing is now starting to affect people's health and all of that. And so I say to the other couples, I was like, we're going to have to cut this short. We need to get out of here. We noticed that they were doing things in the resort that we were in. Certain things were being shut down. And I'm going, wow. We just had a nice meal the night before. All of us, we laughing and cutting up and having a good time because everybody need a break sometime. And the next thing you know, the Lord said, get out of there. And I told the other couples, let's get on here, see what we need to do, Elder Jordan, so that we can get on a plane and get out of here. Not realizing that the next day after we left our resort, they shut that resort down because the coronavirus, if you remember, the coronavirus was in Las Vegas like wildfire. And since March, I've not been able to celebrate my wife's birthday or other stuff because I take her out wherever she want to go, do whatever she want to do. I do all of those things. We have not been able to go someplace and sit down and have a dinner without it having to be brought back to the house. Does anybody else out here? And I know people sometimes don't do what we do the way we do, but we done got older now. We've done some things for life to be a little bit better to us as we get a little older, and so we're able to celebrate some things. We have not been able to go into a restaurant and sit down. Why? Because I'm scared. Now, I know other folk are doing it. Oh, yeah, I do. Other folk going in there and they sitting down or whatever. I'm not doing that. I have a medication that I take that compromise my immune system, which means I'm more susceptible to the virus than many other people, only because of the injection I take once a month. And so I go through all of this, and I'm trying to get people to understand what's going on. And man, this thing is getting ready to go way past a year. And for those that are clapping and celebrating and getting all happy about this shot, that we can take that's supposed to all of a sudden make this thing disappear. It ain't going to disappear, y'all, because you got to have two of them. And then we're really not sure because the process was rushed. We're not really sure. And I just saw the other day and I read another article where there is a real good possibility. Are y'all ready for this? Hey, Rita, there's a good possibility that it will create an immunity in you, but it doesn't stop you from spreading the disease. Now, I know Carletta's on here, and I don't think Erica's on here, and I don't think what you call it is on here, but that's the latest news I got. So they're hoping that enough people get it so this herd process takes place where enough people get it so we can't keep spreading it to each other. But then you got our population, and it's not just our population that's skeptical. There are other populations as well that are turning around and saying, hey, we ain't going to do this either. So unless we get enough people to be able to take the shot, which is supposed to be the first or the beginnings of the process, we still got to social distance. We still got to wear masks. We still got to sanitize until it has been proven. And I have not seen Dr. Fauci get on nobody's program and get a shot yet. Until I see that man, because I trust him, until I see that man have a needle put in his arm for the vaccine, I'm not doing, I have bad reaction to flu shots. That's why I don't get them. And so in the midst of this, in the midst of all of this, all right, all of this is going on. It's, and now can I go a little bit further with it? We got people dying. We got people we know dying, people we don't know dying. People are dying. Are y'all with me? They dying. Now we got to turn around and try to bury these people. We can't bury them like we normally do because the problem is, thank you, Carletta, thank you. I just wanted to make sure, because here's what I do. I don't really depend on the television to give me my information. I read. It's a lost art, in case y'all don't know that, because many folk don't read no more. And so with all of the processes of the unknown that are taking place, people are going to wait just 1 second. And so, Pat, in the midst of that, last night, as y'all know, our friend died, didn't have a good night last night, couldn't sleep well last night. All of these things are going on. Done seen other people die, done heard of other members that have COVID. Yeah, he's not in the first batch, but whatever batch he in is the batch I'm going to be in. Okay? Those healthcare workers, they need it. Irregardless of whatever, they need it because they on the front line. They dealing with this stuff on a daily basis. But here's what I'm saying. What do I do until science comes through? What do I do until a safe means of dealing with this comes through? How do I deal with that? And that brings me to Exodus chapter 14. Okay? And he says to Moses, say to the people, don't be afraid, stand still and see the salvation. Stand still, because here's what we're doing. Because we're panicking, because we're losing our minds. We're running all over the place. We're doing all kind of things. We're trying to find relief in all the wrong places. And what's happening is we are compounding the issues that we got to deal with. He told them to stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. He said, because what he will accomplish today is that from this point forward, this is the Michael Harrison version of the Greek text. Okay. He wants you to know that you won't see that enemy, and the Lord will fight for you, and you be still. Keep your mouth closed. The only time you open your mouth is when you bless him for all that he has done. The only time you begin to talk, you got to stop. Now, what do we got to do? What do we got to do? And then I'm going to be done. I got 6 minutes, and then I'm out of here because I done went too long. I didn't want to go this long. When he says, when he says in the text, hold your peace, you got to refocus. I wish somebody would type in there for just a second, refocus. You got to refocus. What does that mean? I got to go from complaining and finding everything wrong with everything to blessing the Lord that where I am is not as bad as it could be. I wish y'all never say never, never say never, never say never, because that shot may save your life. Never say never. All I'm saying is it needs to be proven by the people who claim it works. And if they are willing to do it, I don't have a problem with it. Because guess what? Can I tell y'all something? I can't fly a plane, but I get on them. Okay, y'all, I can't drive a train, but I get on them. I can't fix a car, but I get in them. Hear what I'm saying? Hear what I'm saying. I need y'all to catch this. If you don't catch anything else, you gotta quit complaining, because the more you complain, the less focused you are on what God will do for you. First of all, that's it. You got to refocus. That's right. Put it in there. Refocus. Make some people look at it. You got to refocus. The enemy wants you to be so blinded by your present position that you can't see your future outlet. When your eyes are closed, you'll run into anything. When you're not paying attention, you'll miss. Have you ever been in your car? And then I'm going to be done. Have you ever been in your car and you've been distracted? You were either on the phone or you were listening to some music, and the next thing you know, your exit comes up and you miss your exit because you're driving too fast. You miss your exit. It gets frustrating. But guess what? There's another exit. Once you recognize that you've missed it, you refocus so you can make sure you get off on the next exit. That's all I wanted to tell you. That's all I wanted to share with you. I thank you for your patience, because I went too long. I should have only been about 20 minutes, a real snippet. This isn't midweek worship, but I wanted to share that with you. Let's watch God work. Let's watch God work. That's right, Laverne. We got to stop complaining. We got to stop our bickering. We got to stop getting bent out of shape. We got to refocus. And the best way for you to do that is get you some word in you. Continue to trust in the Lord. Continue to depend on Him. As you can see on your screen, if the Lord is leading you, the Union Church is a tithing church. We have those that support us financially. Hey, Linda, how are you? And so if the Lord is so leading you, you can have a myriad of ways in which you can support the work. Givelify, 528 Lincoln Avenue, Youngstown, Ohio. You can go to the church's website. You can give on the website. You can give on Union's Facebook page. You can give by phone, 330-746-1217. Excuse me. You can give on Cash App, which is $ Union 528. All of these ways you will be able to give and support the work of ministry. And if we've been a blessing to you, why don't you sow that seed? Why don't you sow that seed? And I would be greatly appreciative, and I believe the Lord will bless you for doing so. And so if not, you can always stop by the church. We have a mailbox, a secured mailbox in the front of the old building. You can give by writing the check out to Union Baptist Church, put it in the mail slot, or you can just put it in the mail. Make the check out to Union Baptist Church, 528 Lincoln Avenue, Youngstown, Ohio, 44502. Listen, be prepared for tomorrow. The Youngstown area, the Columbiana area, the area, Jefferson County, all of them are going to get hit real bad. So please, ma'am, please, sir, if you've got any, Roberta, if you've got any traveling to do, I would suggest you get it out of the way, do what you need to do so that you can be safe and sound when the snow comes. Love you. Love you, each and every one of you. Pray for you on a regular basis that God will keep you in perfect peace. May God bless you. May he keep you is our prayer.